April 2nd, we are in Pennsylvania right now, grabbing Adam, and we are headed to Tennessee. Kind of a weird time in the world right now, so we'll just basically go over our thoughts at this moment. Cody and I work together all the time. We've been working side by side for the last 2 months. Adam works from home and lives in the woods, so we don't really have any human interaction. Plan of this trip is we got the boat, we're gonna hook it up to Adam's truck. We're heading to Tennessee. In the ideal situation, we're gonna have to stop once or twice for gas. We're gonna put the boat in and we're gonna go do some primitive camping and hopefully not see a human for a few days. The season opens Saturday, so we're getting there a day early. Hopefully getting there in time to kind of see a little bit of the area tonight, and then putting the boat in, find a campsite tonight or tomorrow morning, scout all day, and we got about a 10-hour ride, hook up the boat, send her south to greener pastures, hopefully. Oh, don't say that yet.
Well, that's good enough for me. Let's go hit another spot. I mean, we got turkeys in the tree right here and just heard 2 of them gobble back there. One sound like a jake, but heck, for the first spot pulling over and listening, I mean, see you in a couple days, maybe. I mean, we gotta go find something else. That's gotta be too easy. Like, honestly.
Well, we made it to Tennessee. Plan is right now we're gonna sleep in the truck, put the boat in the morning, float a bunch of this, try to listen, pick out a campsite, come back, get all the stuff we need, and ideally that'll be the last time we are at the ramp until we leave. One thing we did notice is there's a lot of activity on the lake from fishermen, so I don't know if they're going to be turkey hunting Saturday or, you know, most people are off work right now, so we will see. If they're turkey hunting, there's plenty of ground around to run around on for everybody, so we're going to hopefully have one ready to rock for Saturday morning. Maybe a little hard access one, but we haven't eaten in a long time. We're tired, hungry, and get the grill fired up, get some venison dogs, and kind of get some stuff organized for the morning. Well, you can never be too prepared when you feel like you're prepared. First morning, truck battery's dead. Can't get it started, there's no one fishing, so we're putting their boat in to jump us. We can't put our boat in if we can't start the truck. So Adam and Cody are gonna stay here. I'm throwing boots on. I'm gonna go walk a little bit more than a mile down the road to get to some access and hopefully be able to walk back in there and listen to some of these coves this morning. I mean, there's no point in all 3 of us sitting here and waiting for somebody to come. So they can just pick me up with the boat wherever. So you gotta work with what you got.
It's been an interesting one. Coming up now with the boat. Took them as long to get jumped as it did for me to navigate through that nasty timber. Still on decent time, so hopefully things go smooth from now on.
There he was again. Did you hear him that time? It's about 7:30. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous morning. Feels really good coming down here and seeing some leafed out trees and green grass, but with our debacle this morning, we're not doing terrible. We got one here that we're trying to figure out if he's on public or private, but he hasn't gobbled for probably 15-20 minutes now, so I don't know if we got too close with the boat or what, but he might be on public. We've roosted one that's 99% sure on public, and then or heard one gobble that's on public, and then heard one back here. So we got 2 definite public options from last night to this morning, and depending on what this guy's looking like, maybe a 3rd. So tacos. Not bad for a woods meal. Yeah, we'll just pick you up right here. When you're done, just come here and we'll pick you up. I didn't roost anything tonight. There's a bunch of commotion on the lake and everywhere around us. Apparently, there wasn't any by you.
A lawnmower. He loved that.
We're gonna go after the first bird we heard this morning, and I found some good stuff walking today, and then we dropped Adam off where we thought we heard that one gobble and
Confirmed it.
confirmed about 5 minutes after his boots got on the ground. So that piece is only like 55 acres, so it's gonna be it's a good roost hunt for sure. We can get in and we're either gonna get them or we're not, you know. That's how it goes. You either catch one or you don't catch one. It's probably it. We're gonna get some shut-eye and see you in the morning. Opening day, first turkey hunt of the year, man. It's scary but exciting. This is the earliest I've ever been turkey hunting.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's about 9:30. We struck out this morning. Took us a while to get in there like we thought. Had a bird gobble behind us a couple times. Not where we thought the one that we were hunting was. Had one gobble in front of us as we were getting in, and then he just shut up and we couldn't figure out. Basically our plan was to let him fly down, readjust, and about an hour after he quit gobbling, a guy came walking up, so he said he got turned around, but we talked to him for a little bit, and now we're about to go into that piece that I scouted yesterday. I didn't hear anything in here last night, but I saw turkeys in here yesterday, so I'm gonna basically just take her easy, move nice and slow, hope to hear one gobble on its own, and then make our move from there. One o'clock, day number 2 of our hunt. We're just sitting on the bank here, making some food. We decided not to go back to camp today and just go in after this turkey that's driving us nuts. I'm gonna try to get this bird going back to roost. I mean, we haven't heard a gobble past this morning or the morning for the last 2 days. I guess we heard one yesterday, but I think that's our best bet right now for a short trip. It's going to be kind of not the way that you want to kill a turkey necessarily. Like, it's probably not going to come in gobbling his head off or anything like that, but I think it's our best opportunity for how short of a trip we have. Gonna eat some food, come up with a game plan of exactly where we want to be, go in there, and hopefully have a solid hunt for the afternoon. We got plenty of time to shoot them, so hopefully it works out in our favor. About 7:40 probably now. Just had a pretty eventful evening. I'll call it evening sick because it felt like deer hunting. I saw 2, maybe 3 turkeys. Could hear them scratching, and I just caught glimpses of them. They never came close enough to give us a shot. Pretty sure one was a longbeard, but I'll tell you what, these birds do not like calling whatsoever. We scratched in the leaves. I saw him come up to the ridge top and do a little dance and look down here trying to look for the sound. And then he worked back down the hill, kept scratching. I let him get by us. And then I just really lightly yelped. Probably the softest call I've ever done. And he walked straight away from that. I watched him go up over the ridge. So, I don't think Cody was able to see him at all or get any footage, but I'm sure there's some pretty good audio of him scratching through the leaves. We still got probably 20 minutes left. We're just going to sit tight. There are obviously a few birds in here, so all it takes is one to come walking back down through, so we'll sit tight till shooting light's over. We're gonna go to a piece we haven't really been on besides when we sleep. Adam just is dropping us off. Basically it's the line of the public, and then on the back side's a timber company, and it looks like there's a nice fresh cut in there. So if we find scratchings and stuff, we're just gonna park our butts there and wait them out, I think, if we find enough signs. So dropped ourselves off probably, as a crow flies, a mile or so from camp, and we can we're just gonna work our way back there, and then Adam's gonna meet us there after he hunts, hopefully shoots one. So let's go. What happened?
Put my speaker. What?
He's flapping.
You know where we sat?
Yeah.
Yesterday where that fence is?
Yep.
Or no, not yesterday. Saturday. Down in that little bottom.
The gate? Where the gate was? Yeah. Yep.
I was going towards where we sat this morning, that little ridge in between.
Yep.
Just walking up. I got to the top, and I was making a bunch of noise. So I just stopped and scratched the leaves like half a dozen times. Gobbled like 100 yards away. So I just sat down, scratched a couple more times, jumped over the fence somewhere. And he just popped out. I saw his head like 30 yards away.
Nice. That's sweet, dude. Congrats, dude. That's awesome.
Thanks.
I wish I was there.
I just shot him 10 seconds ago.
Nice. That's awesome. So that's what one of them looks like.
Been tough.
What is today? Monday?
3 days.
That's 3 days of hunting. 36 hours.
Yeah, all day.
Literally 12 hours a day. And when we split up, that's when it happens. But we actually hunted this bird for, well, basically all day since you went back and killed him. I mean, he was the only bird that gobbled. We ran into a guy yesterday. They hunted this bird. It's really interesting. Well, I guess how'd you kill? Tell us how you killed him, because that's pressured turkeys.
Well, you couldn't call to them. That's for
We
sure.
learned that last night, big time.
They just walk straight away.
Yeah,
Just scratching in the leaves, walking like a turkey.
it's unreal. I mean, there is a pile of turkeys here, and I was saying that's probably part of it too. Is like, you get into some of that big timber stuff, they have to search, they have to gobble, they have to do more things. Here, the turkey population is really good. Hunting pressure is enormous, and they just don't talk. I mean, they gobble pretty good on the limb most days we were here.
Yeah, as soon as they hit the ground.
Yeah,
You got about
yeah.
20 minutes.
And that's not always necessarily just pressured turkeys. You know, this time of the year, I'm guessing a lot of these birds
Right.
are henned up pretty good too. But we learned a lot this week. I mean, the first time ever out here, never stepped foot on any of this stuff. And every place you go is different when you hunt anything, waterfowl, deer, turkeys. And a lot of the times, the first trip is a huge learning experience. What I can say now
Heck of a takeaway for
is,
anywhere you hunt
yeah,
turkeys.
yeah. If we came back next year, I feel way more confident that we could come in. I mean, the first 2 days, I mean, we didn't call a lot, don't get me wrong. I never do. We really never do, unless you have a hot bird in the middle of the day and he's answering you. But even then, you call once or twice and you're done. But there's just a lot of unknowns. We got here, we figured out right away there's a pile of turkeys, roosted them, and they acted like turkeys when we first got here. I mean, they were in the spots where turkeys should be. They were gobbling like turkeys should the first night. The one that we hunted for the first 2 days was hammering at 6:30 at night on the ground.
Oh my God.
Hammered on the roost. And then immediately Saturday hit, and it was like,
He got the memo.
yeah. I mean, it was like the floodgates opened. It was so funny because this is a huge fishing lake. We're just like boating around the different spots, and every person on a fishing boat had their turkey camo on and was catching crappies and like ready to go, like just waiting for one to gobble. I mean, we heard it all. I mean, the gobble shakers, and
They
then
got quite a few.
yeah, we heard. I mean, it was, yeah, we were pretty humbled this morning because we heard quite a few shots around here. Probably, I don't know, over the 2 days, we probably heard 9,
Yeah,
8,
less
8
than
or
10.
yeah, less than 10. So we're like, what are we doing wrong? And little by little, we learned, and that's, you know, what these trips are about. We're out here in the woods, camping, and that's fun in general. I mean, it's just been an experience, especially with everything that's going on in the world today. Just to escape for a couple days is, I think, well needed, whether we killed a turkey or not. But that is just icing on the cake. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, good.
Especially that bird has been hunted hard since the opener. Like, there's been people trancing through
We
that
should've seen
piece.
the boot tracks in
Yeah,
there.
I mean, and we were some of them. I mean, we walked that trail every day since we've been here, and I think if you didn't kill him, we had him pretty much pegged for tomorrow with what he was doing. I mean, we got pretty close. I would say pretty close today when we're trying to move in on him, but he was
in
just
some
at
brush.
20 minutes ahead of our plan. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think one of the biggest things we struggled with is there's a lot of public land around here. And maybe we should have explored it a little more, or maybe we should have got away from people up there. But it was like we had that, yeah, and we had that ground like down to a science where we knew kind of how to move around it after being on it for a couple days. And it was just really hard to walk away from that. And I think
That's what worked.
6 half dozen the other, we could have walked, you know, another 20 minutes south and got into turkeys that nobody's hunted, and they could be acting just like turkeys. Or we could have went down there and had the same exact luck and just bounced around for 4 days and never killed one, and just hit a bunch of different spots and not really known anything about them. But the persistence of figuring out the piece that there was a bunch of birds on and how to move around it, and once we kind of patterned them, it was like deer hunting, really. I mean, you almost killed that one last night. I almost killed one last night. The most turkey action we've had was when we haven't touched a call and just basically used terrain features and figured out where they're roosting and the way they're moving and just trying to cut them off. So, but we'll keep bringing you the action throughout the spring. I think next is, I mean, everything's up in the air, unfortunately, with everything going on, but I know you're going to Kentucky. Brett is maybe going somewhere. He just texted me and said he got his Ohio license, but they just shut down non-resident tags in Ohio, so can't buy them anymore, which was, I was thinking about maybe going there, but we'll probably hook up with him there. And we got youth seasons coming up, and then full bore in the Northeast. And once the Northeast hits, we're going to be bringing a lot of more consistent stuff, just because of traveling right now is really difficult for everybody. And can be frowned upon depending on where you're going. Like I said in the beginning, this was a very primitive style thing. Besides the hunters we ran into out here, we haven't really had any human contact besides us three. And I'll say that too, all the guys we ran into out here were very nice. We ran into a guy yesterday, and really good turkey hunter, and he was super nice, and we chatted with him for about an hour, just kind of shooting the bull back and forth. And he's like, these are some of the smartest turkeys you'll ever hunt. And I'd say he's right, because I think they're the smartest ones I've ever hunted so far. So, but been an awesome trip. Hopefully we'll cap it off tomorrow with one, but I'd say we got a slim chance. But all it takes is walking through the woods and hearing one hammer at 100 yards and sitting down and shooting them, right?
Gotta go.
We'll see you here soon on the next episode.